I'm the king of rock, there is none higher. Sucker MCs should call me sire. To run my kingdom, you must choose fire. I won't stop rocking till I retire.
Yo, what's up? It's DMC in the place to be of Run-DMC, the king of rock, there is none higher, the greatest MC in history, Jam Master J, rest in peace. I was a little kid growing up in Hollis, Queens, New York, and my whole life was comic books. And all I used to do was go to school. I was a good student, so all you little kids out there, it's cool to be a nerd and a geek and have good grades. But I went to Catholic school my whole life, but I would go home and I would just read and draw comic books. That's all that I did. Then, when I was about 11, 12 years old, hip-hop comes over the bridge from the Bronx, New York. And it was like the comic books came to life, because the break dancers, the clothes they wore, the way they looked, the graffiti writers with the colors and the paints and the markers, it was like the comic books came to life. And then the DJs was playing the music and the MCs was rhyming on the mic. So before rap records was made, everybody just wanted to either be a break dancer, graffiti writer, DJ, or MC because it was fun. So all the little kids in the neighborhood was writing rhymes and DJing and stuff like that, and I was just writing rhymes because it was just another creative outlet. And my partner, that y'all know as Rivera Run now, who originally was DJ Run, his brother Russell Simmons was managing a bunch of early rappers back in the days before rap records was made, and one of the guys Russell was managing was Curtis Blow. So Curtis Blow was always at Run's house. So Run was a little kid. He was seeing hip-hop before hip-hop was hip-hop. So when Run was 10 and 11 years old, he was like, yo, Russell, I could do the rap thing like Curtis Blow, whatever. And Russell was always telling him, yeah, whatever. If you're a kid, you're too young. And Run was like, I'm telling you, man, I'm dope. I can make records too, and this and that, or whatever. So make a long story short, when hip-hop gigs start getting on records, Run was just nagging Russell, yo, let me make a record. And Russell was like, okay, I'm gonna let you make a record, but you gotta get your diploma first. Because if you make a record and it's not a hit, you gotta have something to fall back on. So in between all of that, me and Run, when we was growing up together, we was going to the same school. We didn't hang together until 8th grade. We went to the same elementary school, 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th grade, but we didn't start hanging together until 8th grade. And what had happened in 8th grade, he came over to my house one day to play basketball, because I had a basketball rim in the backyard. And when I was young, my mother and father always worked, so the rule was, when nobody's home, you don't have no company. But this particular day, I let Run in the house to get some water, and he saw me and my brother's turntable stuff. And he was like, yo, that's your turntable stuff? And I was like, yeah, that's, because I wasn't into it. I was just doing it because my brother was doing it. And I was like, yeah, that's my brother's turntables, whatever. And Run was like, yo, my brother's Russ Simmons, he managed Curtis Blow, this and that. Whatever. So me and Run, we started hanging together more, play basketball, and then we'd go down in the basement, we would DJ and rap. And to make a long story short, he saw that I had all these comic books, he saw that I had imagination, and I was just writing rhymes just to write them. I didn't even want to get on the mic at the park, I didn't want to make records, I didn't want to get on I didn't want to be in a DJ crew or none of that. I was just writing rhymes because it was just another creative outlet for me. And he found my school books where I used to write my rhymes at, and he just looked at me and said, yo, D, whenever I get to make a record, I'm putting you in my group. And I was like, yeah, whatever. And that was in 9th grade. So I went to a different high school than Jam Master J and Run. So 9th grade, 10th grade, 11th grade, 12th grade, I graduated. I wrote a rhyme about it that y'all know as I'm DMC, in the place to be. I go to St. John's University, and since kindergarten I acquired the knowledge. After 12th grade I went straight to, I just wrote that rhyme because I made it to high school. Right after I wrote that rhyme, Run calls, yo, remember 4 years ago I told you whenever I make a record I'm putting you in my group? I was like, yeah, get your rhyme book, we going in the studio. And that's how Run-DMC came together. My favorite memory, oh wow. My favorite memory ever probably is, out of all my years in the music business, Well, it's two favorite memories that I'll never forget. The first time that I met the Cold Crush 4 MCs, because when I first heard the Cold Crush 4 MCs, that's what made me really start writing my rhymes. I said, I want to be like the Cold Crush. I didn't want to be in show business, but I was pretending. If I ever have to be an MC, I gotta be like the Cold Crush. So the Cold Crush 4, DJ Charlie Chase and Tony Tone, those guys were my idols. They were my inspiration as pertaining to hip hop, along with the Funky 4+1, the Jazzy 5 MCs, Grandmaster Flash and the Furious 5, the Treacherous 3 MCs. Forget about the Crash Crew. Big shout out to Reggie Reg and Daryl C, rest in peace, all of those dudes. So the early old school hip hop before Run-DMC was my inspiration, and my favorite out of that was this group called the Cold Crush. So when Run-DMC, we started making records, we never did a show with the Cold Crush, but we did an appearance with the Cold Crush at Columbia University. They was doing something against it was a special event for Africa. I forgot what it particularly was. I think it was against apartheid or something in South Africa, whatever. So the Cold Crush was on the bill that day. And I'll never forget that day because the Cold Crush came into the room. Run wasn't even there that day because Run was sick. And Jay was with me, and Jay had a broken leg because he broke his leg playing basketball. But I remember being in the room and the Cold Crush comes in and they see us Run-DMC, and at that time, all the groups from like the Bronx and Manhattan, they were kind of mad at us. Because they were mad at us like, yo, who the hell is this new group from Queens calling themselves the Kings and acting the way they act and saying what they say? Melly Mel and Kaz and all them was like, when we finally got to meet and become friends, it was like, it wasn't just what y'all was saying, it was the way y'all was saying, and we was folding our arms, we had all this attitude. But the coolest thing about this day is, it was the day the Cold Crush dissed me. And I was like, oh my God, I just got dissed by the Cold Crush. Because they came into the room and they saw it was me and Jay, and they took chairs, and they put the chairs down, and they sat with their backs to us like this. And I was like, somebody else would have done this disrespectful. I was like, oh my God, yes, I just got dissed by the Cold Crush. This is the greatest memory of my life. And the second great memory was meeting Sarah McLachlan, the singer Sarah McLachlan. This was like in the 90s. I had went into this crazy depression, and I wanted to kill myself. I was just totally depressed, and everybody was like, yo D, man, you're DMC or Run-DMC. How the hell can you be depressed? And I didn't know what it was. It was just this crazy feeling in me. And the only thing that kept me from killing myself was Sarah McLachlan's record Angel. I came off the road one day and I got in the car and I'm just depressed, like, I don't want to live no more, I don't want to rap no more. What's this funny feeling inside me? I didn't know what it was. It just came upon me out of nowhere. And I got in the car and the driver, because I'm a rapper, he was like, yo, you want me to turn the radio on? And I was like, yeah, whatever. So he turns it to Hot 97, the hip hop section. And that was the last thing that I wanted to hear. So I was like, yo, anything except the hip hop stuff. I mean, I was totally gone. So he turned to Delight FM, and Sarah McLachlan had this record called Angel out. In the arms of an angel, fly away. When I heard her voice and I heard that piano, something in me said, yo D, life may be crazy, you may think you're depressed, but this is a reason to stay alive. So for one whole year, all I did was listen to Sarah McLachlan records. And now everywhere I go, even when I went to the gym, you might be thinking I'm hearing, you move your body, this, and I was listening to Arms of the Angel. So make a long story short, a year goes by, and my manager Eric, my manager and best friend Eric, he takes me to Clive Davis Grammy party in LA, and I didn't want to go. He was like, yo D, I got these 2 tickets, we're gonna go to Clive Davis Grammy party, whatever, and this is a big party that everybody want to go to. So I was like, I don't care nothing about Clive Davis, I don't care nothing about this music. Only thing that I care about is sitting here listening to Sarah McLachlan's Angel. So my manager looked at me and he was like, yo D, I worked real hard to get these 2 tickets. And just the look he gave me, I was like, man, this guy done sold his soul to the devil just to go to Clive Davis party. So I said, okay, cause you went through all what you went through, we go to the party. So we go to the party, we get to the party. I get there, I'm like, yo, I'm only staying 1 hour. He's trying to get me to go be the celebrity DMC. Go do the red carpet and go take pictures and, you know, go hang out. I was like, I'm sitting right here by this door. In 1 hour, I'm getting up and leaving. I'm going back to my room. So I'm sitting there, you know, by the door, and Stevie Wonder comes in, shows me love. Alicia Keys come and show me love. Busta Rhymes, who was the last person I wanted to see because he's loud and all over the place. Busta Rhymes comes in and causes a scene. Ladies and gentlemen, everybody pay attention. And I'm like, no, Busta, no, because I just wanted to get out of there. Busta was like, this is DMC of Run-DMC. These guys ain't just hip hop. These guys changed everything. They changed music and fashion and everything. You need to bow down. And I'm like, okay, Busta, cool. So Busta gets up and leaves and stuff like that. And then who walks in? Sarah McLachlan walks in. And I'm like, whoa, I start, you know, I never met her before. I heard of her. So I'm like all nervous, and I'm like, oh shoot. And I'm like, yo, just go over to Sarah McLachlan, tell her what her music is doing for you. So I got up, I walked over there. I was like, yo, Miss McLachlan, the name of the song is Angel. You sound like an angel. People say you're an angel, but you're not an angel to me. You're God, because I never leave the house. I never go a day without listening to that record. That record is the crutch that I stand on every day and whatever. So, you know, she's looking at me like, okay. Because she just wanted to say hi, but I finished that and she just looks at me and says, thank you for telling me that, Daryl. That's what music is supposed to do. Shakes my hand, she walks away. 3 years go by. I'm listening to Sarah McLachlan. It's the only thing keeping me from killing myself. And then I sit there and I go, man, if I die tomorrow, if I do die tomorrow, people know the DMC story. You could Wikipedia, you could go on Google and find out, you know, what Run-DMC did and all that. But nobody knows the little boy Daryl, who's just a normal little kid like all the other little kids. So I said, just in case I do die tomorrow, you know, in a plane crash, or if I do commit suicide, I wanted people to know about me. So I said, I'm gonna write a book. And in the book, I'm gonna go, yo, what's up, world? I'm DMC from the groundbreaking rap group Run-DMC. First to go gold, first to go platinum, first on the cover Rolling Stones, first with the sneaker deal, first with the big tours, first with the movies. Everything that you see hip hop doing, they say it's because of me and my two friends running Jam Master Jay. But I'm really just Daryl McDaniels from Hollis, Queens, New York, a normal little kid just like all the other little boys and girls. I was born May 31st, 1964. And when I got to that part, I was like, oh, I know my birthday, but I need more details about my birthday to make it more interesting for the reader. So I called my mom. So, yo, Mom, I'm getting ready to write a book. I know my birthday is May 31st, 1964. I just want to know a couple of more details. How much do I weigh? What time I was born? What hospital? She tells me those 3 things. I hung up the phone. An hour goes by. She calls back with my father. We have something else to tell you. Okay, cool, shoot. I thought it was going to be something trivial. She goes, you was a month old when we brought you home and you're adopted, but we love you, bye. And hangs up. And when she hung up, my whole body said, adopted. I'm a smart little kid. I know what that word means. And it was like everything, I see my whole life flash before my head. But the cool thing, even though that was like a traumatic revelation, the funny feeling that I had that was making me want to be suicidal, it was almost like when she said, you're adopted and we love you, bye. It was like adopted, 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 adopted. It was a missing piece of the puzzle. Because I was like, I'm Daryl McDaniels from Hollis, Queens, New York. Byford and Ben is my mother and father. Alfred's my brother. Run and Jay are my friends. This thing called hip hop comes over the bridge. I make one record, thinking I'm having one record, one hit, one summer. Here I am, DMC, the king of rock. There's none higher. Walk this way, my Adidas and all of that. But life still didn't make no sense. Now that I realized there was a missing piece to my identity, and the beautiful thing, remember Sarah McLachlan says, thank you, Daryl, that's what music is supposed to do. I'm all lost and gone. And whatever that song, that vibration, that feeling in the song was something I could identify with. So that being said, the Sarah McLachlan song and meeting her has a big importance in my existence, because I felt alone, but there was something out there that let me know, D, you're not in this by yourself. So my message to all the kids is now, regardless of your situation, you could be homeless, you could be a foster kid, you could be an adopted kid, you could have a mother and not a father, you could have a father and not a mother, you could have none. Your situation doesn't define who you are. And for me, using hip hop, that is something that all the young people in the hood, no matter how dark it gets, when we had nothing, we created hip hop, breakdancing, MC and DJing. So the creativity or that desire or that thing, the comic book you like, the movie that's your favorite, the game that you like to play. That's all part of your identity. Use the thing that makes you feel good. You use that, and that's your superpower. There's a lot of obstacles out here for all people, not just young people, old people, people from all race, religions, creeds, and colors. Those obstacles are put in your life to develop your character. Now, the problem with a lot of obstacles is when it seems like it's taking forever when it seems like these obstacles are taking forever to go away, we have a habit of giving up. And the day that you give up, you will never know. The next day, the next very minute could have been my breakthrough. So that being said, the positive inspirations that I like to give to people is this. You gotta go through to get to. You know what I'm saying? All religions are parallel. They all say the same thing. You gotta go through to get to. To get through a door to get into another room, you gotta go through a door. You know what I'm saying? To get to the other side from Jersey to New York City, you gotta go through a tunnel. So you gotta go through things. Some things will be easier than other things for you to go through and handle. And when you can't go through anything, there's always somebody you can find to talk to that will say, man, I'm just like you. Because when I found out that I was adopted, I thought I was all alone. So the positive inspiration that I give to people is this. Now, I ain't gonna say don't worry, be happy, because I always tell kids, you have a right to be angry, you have a right to cry. This is all I gotta say. No matter what you are going through, you are not alone. Because then I made a song. I did a song with Sarah McLachlan, and one of the lines in the song is, "There's a lot of people just like me. There's a whole lot just like me." So, whatever it is that you're going through, you are not alone, because there's people who've been there and done that, that went through it, or there's people right now going through what you're going through. And to sum all of that up is, no matter what you're going through, there is a purpose and a destiny that you have as an assignment on your life for one particular reason, to connect with a bunch of people, or maybe it's just one person who was put here on this earth to connect with, so you can deliver them. Plans for the future. Well, recently I just put out a comic book, like I said at the beginning of this little chat we're having. I was a little kid, I loved comic books, and 2 years ago, I started my own comic book company, Daryl Makes Comics, DMC, Daryl Makes Comics, where DMC is not a rapping superhero, he's a superhero, and he's running around saving the city from the evil and all the evildoers and the bad guys. Also, musically, I got 2 projects that I'm working on. I'm working on a dope musical collaborations, DMC, dope musical collaborations, and that's a collaborative, it's a collaboration project with some of my favorite artists and musicians. Tim Armstrong from Rancid, Joan Jett, Mick Marsh from Motley Crue, Travis Barker, one of the most incredible drummers ever, Sebastian Bach from Skid Row, Justin Furstenfield from Blue October, Chuck D of Public Enemy, Rome from Sublime, Sum 41. So I got a collaboration project with all my favorite artists and musicians called Dope Musical Collaborations. And on that particular album, I did a song with Rob Dukes, who was the 3rd lead singer of the rock band Exodus, and his new band Generation Kill. That record came out so good that we decided to do a full-length heavy metal album, sort of like what Ice-T does with his group, The Body Count. And we're going to put that out, and that record is phenomenal. That record is being produced by Ron Bumblefoot Thal. If you don't know who Bumblefoot is, he's one of the greatest guitar players in history. So those are the musical projects that I got coming out. The first singles off of both of the projects will start dropping in June. In addition to that, the story that I told about, finding out that I was adopted and being alcoholic. In June, I'm putting out a book. It's called 10 Reasons Not to Commit Suicide. And basically, I tell you my story, people always want to know, yo, DMC, we always see Reverend Run on TV and, you know, Run's house and he got his TV shows. Where you been at? Well, when this book comes out in June, it's going to let y'all know where I've been at. I'm thankful to still be here. But with the book, I'm doing an audio book where I will read my own book. One of the singles from the Heavy Metal Project, it's a song called Suicide, that'll be on there. So for me, issue number 3 of the DMC superhero comic book, a collaboration album with some of my favorite friends that I just mentioned, some of the best artists in the music business, and a heavy metal full-length hard rock LP with Rob Duke's Generation Kill, produced by Ron Bumblefoot Thal. And that's probably it for now. Alright y'all, if you want to see what's going on in the DMC universe, my Instagram for me is @KingDMC. My Twitter is @TheKingDMC. And for the Daryl Makes Comics universe, it's @DarylMakesComics.